Good day, YouTubers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all around the world, we're lacing up, tying shrouds. Got one to lace up and two more to start to finish. Got all the ones on the starboard side done. And instead of doing one there and then one here and one there and one here, I'm doing one or two, sometimes three over here after I got a couple on the other side. And then come over and do two or three on this side and then do two or three on that side. That way I don't have to turn the ship around near as much. But we'll sit down here in a minute and put this on high speed closed captioning. Film one of them. In the meantime, what did I do this week? Well, I just finished putting a roof on another chicken bath, dirt bath, dust bath, whatever you call them. Chickens like to roll in the sand, so put some place sand in there and then mix it with some ashes. So I'm burning some scrap wood in the fire pit, and we'll mix it with the sand and put it in there for the chickens so they can take a dirt bath. They got one on the other side, but they didn't have one on this side, and my wife wanted me to make one for both of them, both sides of the coop. Yes, you've already had your treats this morning. Got a little pile of weeds there we pull from the yard, and some clippings from roses and stuff like that, and they love it. There's the other turkeys. Three Rhode Island red hens. They're not laying eggs yet. And I put some expanded metal wire. I need to take that screen off on the inside so they can see in there. See the other chickens through the door I got off. Need another week before I let them play together. Yeah, it's burning down pretty quick. Buck, buck. So let's get to tying shrouds. Everybody's building something. Okay, just saw me tie this in the vise. So with this long tail, that's going to be our lace line, and we chart it when we tie that first knot there before we wrap it. We want to make that lace line go to one side of the deadeye and feed it through, and that'll be the back of the deadeye when we get started. So that'll come out the front. Got some glue on my string here. Hope that doesn't give me a problem. So now we're going to guesstimate length we need for tying a knot up here on top. And then cut that. Now we got to feed this through a pretty tight spot in there. So I'm using my little thread grabber. These are for sewing. They work really good for getting through tight spots. You can't get through real small, but when you got a real small, you got to put glue on the end of the string and then poke it through with the tweezers. But this will get you through places that are really hard to see or hard to get to. So we want to pre-feed this and sort of get the knot ready. So we're going to go around go down through the crow's nest, come back up, looking at our length that we have down here, get that close, and then we want to get you guys up here where you can see. I'm trying to tie the knot before I pull it tight, obviously. But I want to get it where when I do pull it tight, I'll be able to put glue on it and it'll just be a single granny knot. And I'll use the tweezers down here to put tension on this. So that's ready to pull tight. So now down here, I'll zoom in a little bit. We'll take the template, which I dropped on the floor, and get that in the bottom deadeye. And make sure we got the deadeye facing the right way and put the template in there. Now we can pull tension and tie and glue this knot up top. I got just enough room where those ropes are going down to get one more in there, because that's all we got left is one more. So now I got to find my knot, or find the tail, the part that wraps around underneath here, and get it where I can put the tweezers on it and put some pressure pulling. I'm pulling against the template down there in the deadeye. So now I got pretty good tension and I can pull this knot tight. Oop. And get where I can grab it. And then with that little spot tight there, I'm going to put the tweezers in there and draw it in some more. and then putting the glue on it. And after that dries, we'll cut that tail off. So I use that to keep tension on the knot, so once the glue dries, I'll just cut off that tail. So now we're gonna lower down. And you can see here and we can take the template out. You can see our string is coming through the right hole in the front, so we're going to go from the front through the right hole on the bottom dead eye. And now we want to go through the back of the top hole in the middle. Come out and go through the front of the bottom hole in the middle. Yeah, that's where that glue was, right there where that thing is going through the bottom hole. So now we got the last one on the top here to get through. And then this last hole on the bottom left. And then while I'm pulling on this tail, I grab one of these middle ones. You can see that one in the back there is really slack. So I grab it and pull up and down on that line, and that takes the slack out of all of them. And now while I'm trying to hold this, sometimes you need 3 hands. So this is the reverse tension tweezers that sort of like hemostats, but they don't have teeth on them. So I want to do a simple granny knot here. And pull that out. And then get a dab of glue. My glue thing is almost empty. Cut the tail off. Voila. Now we got one more to go. Now we can do some battery box stuff. Well, I didn't start filming, did I? So I just put a feed fish tape wire in there. It's just a piece of copper wire that you can shape. I drilled a hole down here, and I'm going to use to put the battery box outside. That way we don't have to disturb anything up here to get to it. Anybody got any better ideas, let me know. Use these to hook up all the 4 wires to the battery box instead of solder them in case we want to change it. Alright, so what I've done here, I still got to finish staining this edge and put some pins in the legs so I can just pin that in there instead of gluing it. I've used some 1-inch brass rod or 1 millimeter brass rod for the 4 corners, and then I got this string tied on there, so when I do stuff this down in there I can pull it back up if I got a problem. So we don't think we're going to have any problems. We just tested it. So this will go down just where those connectors get out of the way, and then I'll stuff that string in there, and the battery box is down here. So now I've temporarily hooked up one of the LEDs after I wrung out, before I connected those little male and female spade connectors. I wrung out each wire to make sure that I didn't, because I had tape on the pairs, and I wanted to make sure that there wasn't a mix-up in those pairs, because if the black wire hooking to all these black wires here is going to the wrong side, I guess it would still work, but I wanted to make sure, so I wrung out each of the 8 wires to make sure that the pairs were matching, because when I ran all these down the deck there, it may have gotten mixed up, and I was worried about being mixed up. So we'll turn the switch on the battery box, and there we have an LED burning. So I'm certain all the other ones will burn too. And that gets it away from the ship, and it's not going to be something that we got to take out. Imagine later on there's going to be a lot of ropes and stuff in the way. Yeah, this shrouds are going to be in the way here. So yeah, we don't want to have to mess in there unless something breaks, and we got to do some troubleshooting repairs. So in the meantime, that is ready for the lanterns. Everything's wired up. We got all the shrouds done on the foremast on both sides. So now that we've got the battery box wired up and the foremast done, the next thing in the plans was doing the main mast shrouds. So that'll be next week. We did make a good headway this week. Thanks for watching.